Hey, good morning. Same old G. Same old G back in the car, back in the winterland. It's really goddamn cold. Alright, I'm not gonna tell you I hate winter because I don't. So, this is a video response to Hamenopi. Hamenopi Hamenopi, the ultimate warrior. The warrior. You want to know about empty rooms. Gotta be a hell of a warrior to ask such a question. Hope you know what you're gonna get. You're looking for that hard medicine, don't you? You're looking for that hard medicine. Red Dice Diaries did a video response, like he said, a quick fire video response, like in 10 minutes. Boom, was there, and he pretty much say everything there is to say about how to design an empty room, how to use them, what to do with them. So if you want this kind of advice, go check out Red Dice Diaries video. He covers everything in a really nice way. I will not tell you how to do an empty room. I will not tell you how to design an empty room. I will most likely tell you that you don't ask the good question. I will most likely tell you that this is not the way we should approach that question. All right. First off, when I listen to a video like that, and I really liked how Hamenopi described the way through the years he changed his mind many times. Like, he was using them, then he stopped using them, then he changed the way he used them, then he used them another type of way, and then he changed the way again, and then now he doesn't know if he should use them, and then sometimes it's there, but sometimes it's not, and First off, if you're wondering about empty rooms or not, it probably means that you are doing lots of dungeon crawl. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. I love dungeon crawls. I like dungeon crawls. It's part of the game. There's all kinds of dungeon crawls. You have dungeon crawls in Shadowrun. You have dungeon crawls in Traveler. You have dungeon crawls in D&D. It doesn't matter what the genre is. Doesn't matter anything. Dungeon crawl is kind of like part of the game. It's when you go and you explore a place that has been designed by the GM. So that's my definition. Let's drop this right here. It's already, you see the light at the end of the tunnel already. I'm gonna talk to you about Railroad. Of course I'm gonna talk to you about Railroad. That's what it is, If you ask yourself the question about empty rooms, it's because you're stuck in your prep. You're doing your prep, and then you are designing a map and everything, which is cool. No problem with that. It's part of the hobby. It's really nice. I like to do this kind of stuff. I'm getting back at it. Actually, that's why I'm interested with that question in the first place. So you are designing your map. You are designing your stuff, and you are wondering how to probably, I'm not sure about that, but you're probably asking yourself, if it's realistic. I think you mentioned it. You talk about the rooms and the ancient rooms of the world, that there's nobody in every room all the time. So we need to have empty rooms, but how to use them? So you probably deal with that situation where you get into a, you don't want to have like everything in every room, because you want to keep some room, with surprise in it. You still want to have that surprise feeling of, we don't know what we're gonna get from room to room. You don't want the player to know, okay, what's gonna be in the next room. Oh, okay, that's what's gonna be in the next room, what's gonna be in the next room. You want to keep that question, and you want to keep that mystery about the place, so you need those empty rooms. So the thing is that, when you get on that level of you're trying to get under the psyche of the players, like I remember in your video when you were trying to express that that idea of you want to let the player discover by themselves that it's empty, or am I gonna tell them it's empty? So again, you're going in the fine grain of trying to get under the psyche of the players, and trying to that's a lot of trying to control things in my mind, in my book, in the way I do things. So for me, the whole problem of empty room is not necessarily the fact that the room needs to be empty, or the room should be empty, or the empty room itself. It's the problem of, am I entertaining the players enough? And that's, and I don't want to say I don't want to say that you're you lacking confidence and stuff like that, but it's mostly a problem of confidence toward narrative and narration. Like, for me, the approach I would use is just, it's not making any difference between empty rooms and normal rooms, or whatever rooms, it's just rooms, So what you do is you want to have that map and everything. You want to prep the whole shebang, and you don't want to use the quantum ogre, because obviously if you use the quantum ogre, the whole question disappears. It's not relevant. So let's take for granted that you don't use the quantum ogre. I don't know, Hamenopi, if you know about the quantum ogre. Everybody knows about that. If you don't use that, the conversation is relevant. If you use that, I think everybody in the brigade should when they talk about dungeon crawl, needs to, first sentence of the video, say, I'm using quantum ogre, so we can skip, because it's not worth it of discussion. You cannot discuss that. The quantum ogre is just, it takes away all the meaning, everything. So anyway, considering that you're not using the quantum ogre, so that you have a map, and the players are actually going through the motion of your prep and your the whole thing. Well, what I would do, because I will be in that situation probably really soon, I will not make any difference from room to room. Some room are gonna be more relevant and meaningful than others, and I will not tell them. If you want to keep that mystery, I know you mentioned that you use that approach kind of thing in the past. I don't know what happened to you when you use it, and what made you change your mind about it. But I would say that, what I'm saying? Like, I would flesh out the whole place, and I would flesh out the whole place, and I would just go about it. I don't see why I don't see why you shouldn't. You know, I don't see why you should. Don't see why you should tell them that it's empty. You know, you mentioned about wasting their time. They are exploring. They're not wasting their time. That's the whole purpose of the game. You want some action? I think you mentioned about the fact that you want some intensity or something like that. So empty rooms are like boring. Well, if you want to have intense moment, you need downtime moments in between to contrast. And you know about that. That's just logic. It's like the 1 and the 0 in your world. I mentioned you. I think you are in that world. So man, you need those empty rooms. But if you tell them that it's empty, and you have that attitude toward the room, I mean, they know that you know that it's empty. So they will not care, and they will not look for something that you haven't prepared. You know, even if the people have like that suspension of disbelief and they get into the immersion and they role play and they don't think about everything else and all that, you know, people still know that you are the keeper of lore, you know, that you have all the answers in the world. If you play that kind of game, that's what it is. You have to admit that. You have to and you admit that already. I'm just saying. So what I think is that the problem of empty rooms can be, it is actually not a problem. I would say that it's just I would say that it's more like a challenge for the narrator. You see, it's kind of logical that you need downtime to have intense time. So you need empty rooms in a dungeon for the meaningful and the problematic rooms to be entertaining and special. So that's kind of, you know, that's a solid structure right there. The thing is that most GM, they don't prepare for empty rooms. You know, they will prepare for the important rooms. But if you just stick to your important room, you're gonna have that railroad Quentin thing where you have that room that leads to that room so it's, your dungeon is gonna be a line instead of being like a mazy superstructure of rooms and artifact and caverns and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So those empty rooms are there to make the dungeon become this widespread place with tunnels and corridors. Otherwise, it's the dragon room, the puzzle room, the key room, the treasure room, the water room, you know. So I would say that the empty room is more like a challenge for the narrator, and that's the reason probably why some people use Quantum Ogre in the first place. Is because the empty room is just, you need more. You need lots of imagination and improv to pull off different empty rooms, you know, one after the other, or, you know, in the same dungeon. After a while, it's like, yeah, after a while you just, man, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna invent for that empty room again? You know, you're gonna describe the walls, the smells, all the thing, you know, that Red Dice Diaries mentioned. But after a while, it's like, whew. So, you know, I would say take all the Red Dice Diaries advices about how to make them special with flourish stuff and details. Take all that and add it to that approach I just mentioned, where You need them for the other rooms to be special. You need them for the other room to be, but but never mention them. I think you had that good intuition in the past. I would say, I would take position right here. I would say, don't mention them, don't talk about them, don't say they are empty, because the player they will have nothing to do. You break their immersion right away. I mean, I don't like immersion, but the word, like, but you break the suspension, you break the meaning, the whole purpose of exploration by saying that. It's like you're talking to them on the meta level when you say that. You know what I'm saying? So stick to that approach of it's another room. Now let's see what's up with it. If in the back of your mind you know it's empty, be patient. As a game master, let them explore, because they have a lot of fun. They don't know. You know, they don't know. Me, I remember, I mean, I like when I get to that point as a player where I am totally immersed in the exploration and I'm scared and I don't know what's gonna happen. The room is empty, the room is fucking empty. It's just, okay, what's next? And oh shit, if the first one was empty, maybe the next one's gonna... But sometimes you get 3 of those back in a row and you're just, fuck, this place is empty. And you just want to scream, Balabar! You know, you just want to scream, Balabar! Because you want to see that man, you know, that monster come out of his... And you want to kick some ass and you just don't know, and you stretch that rubber band, you know? So anyway, man, check it out. Hamenopi, I hope that's useful. Just my my morning ramble. Thank you very much for watching. It's a great question, by the way. I think I never saw that question, come up in 3 years of vlogging now, and we've talked about lots of stuff. So that's a great one. Thanks a lot for this video, man, and keep them coming. All right, talk to you soon.